welcome back to English Classes Online. I am Benjamin. Today's video is about how to write a debate. This is 2021 West African Senior School Certificate Examination Preparation, step-by-step illustration of debate writing with a past exam question. On this channel, we provide educational lessons aimed at helping students to score high in their various exams and also helping individuals to acquire linguistic competence that will enable them to communicate their ideas more effectively for better career development and career success. So if you are new to this channel, kindly subscribe to the channel by clicking on the subscribe button below. You will find a red button tagged subscribe. Just click on it and that is all that is required. Click on the bell icon as well so that whenever new videos are uploaded on this channel, you will receive instant notifications. Let's dive into the lesson right away. Now, first the highlights. What is debate writing? Why learn debate writing? Features of debate writing, that is features of a persuasive speech. Pre-writing, brainstorming and outlining, and then writing the debate. So let's look at this one by one. What is debate writing? Debate writing is the presentation of your arguments for or against a given topic with a view to convincing your audience to agree with your own point of view. A debate is essentially a formal contest of argumentation in which two opposing sides support and oppose a given proposition. In the West African Senior School Certificate Examination and the National Examinations Council Senior School Certificate Examination or NAPTEC SSCE English exams, a candidate is required to present his or her arguments in form of a speech. So we can conclude that debate writing is simply persuasive speech writing. To write a debate is to write a persuasive speech. All right? Then, why learn debate writing? Why is debate writing important? Debate writing is a skill that helps you to develop some critical thinking skills that are of central importance to personal development and career success. The following are some of the benefits of developing debate writing skills. Of course, the first one is the ability to think on your feet. All right? If you are conversant with, with debating, you will discover that when you are practicing debate, when you are preparing for a debate, you learn those skills that enable you to think fast and think on your feet. In other words, you can immediately come up with ideas, present your reasons to lend credence to a point you are proposing or to counter an opposing view. You can easily do this, you increase your speed of reasoning. So that is what it means to think on your feet. All right? When you are able to think on your feet, it means that you can come up with very clever arguments. You can react to events decisively, effectively, and without prior thought. When you think on your feet, it means you can, come up with ideas very good ideas, all right? And you can make decisions quickly, even in a difficult situation. And you can come up with examples. You can come up with various points to buttress your viewpoint, even without uh, previous planning or much preparation. So the ability to think on your feet, to come up with ideas, that are necessary for solving some immediate or emergency uh, problems or situations. Number two is the ability to articulate your thoughts clearly. You know, you not only are you able to, react quickly and decisively, but you are also able to articulate your thoughts clearly. You are able to, because debating is a marshalling of your points. You are able to present a set of reasons to justify a given viewpoint, and that gives you the ability to articulate your ideas very clearly. In fact, it increases your communication power, your ability to communicate your ideas very clearly. That's what uh, learning debate writing helps you to do. Then the third point is presentation skills. You are able to present your skills quite easily, because debate writing is about presenting your ideas. We already said that, uh, even in the WAEC, NECO, and NAPTEP English exams, you are always asked to, you know, present, write a speech presenting your arguments for or against. So debate writing is about presentation of your ideas. And learning debate writing is learning and developing your presentation skills. And in all fields of human life, presentation is a key skill that is required of everyone who occupies a leadership position. You should be able to make presentation. All right. If you are the head of a department, you need to carry the members of that department along, and each time you gather them either for a meeting, or if you are the director of a company, of course, in your board meetings, you are going to present ideas, and you are going to teach your subordinates how to present ideas, because if you are to win even in the business sector, you should be able to present your ideas quite clearly. That is what business proposals is all about. That is what business proposals are all about. If you are proposing for a particular contract or a supply or whatever it is, you should be able to present your ideas in a very logical and convincing manner. And these are the things you learn in debate writing, presentation skills. I cannot think of any department in life where presentation is not necessary. Even in the family, you need to present things well. All right? You need to present things well in a manner that will convince the person who is in a position to give approval to your requests. So presentation skills are very, very important, and you develop your presentation skills by learning debate writing. The next one is focusing attention on reasons instead of abuses. This is critical to character development. You know, when you find crisis in a family, crisis in an organization, crisis in a government, this crisis arise as a result of people resorting to abuses instead of reasons. All right? So debate writing and debating itself helps you to develop and cultivate this habit of focusing your attention on reasons instead of focusing your attention on abuses. When you see two people fighting or quarreling with each other, it is because they have resorted to abuses rather than paying attention to reasons. So debate writing is a skill that enables you to develop the power of positive reasoning, and in fact you win the favor of man and God when you develop this habit. Because I remember a particular quotation in the Bible that I love so much. It's one of my favorite biblical quotations, and that is Isaiah chapter 1 verse 18, where God himself said, "Come, let us reason together." You see? Now, today, where there is crisis, people are always emphasizing that there is need for dialogue. All right? And people say it is better to judge than to war. And when we learn debate writing, it gives us the ability to develop this particular skill and cultivate this particular positive habit. And this brings us to number 5, which is emotional intelligence. Now, emotional intelligence is what some people call it emotional quotient or emotional leadership. Some call it emotional balance. Whatever you call it, it is your ability to recognize your own emotions or your own feelings and the feelings of others. In other words, your ability to keep your shirt on, to keep your head in the face of provocation. You are able to retain your calm, to maintain your calm. Now, a lot of discussion has been going on about the importance of emotional intelligence. Gone are the days when, big organizations and even academic institutions placed IQ, that is intelligence quotients, that is still being paid attention to. But today, people talk of EQ, that is emotional quotient. So, emotion, your ability to control yourself is really very important, and that is what debating itself teaches you to do. Because in debating, you learn to reason with your opponent rather than quarreling with your opponent. So you are able to subdue those negative emotions like anger, resentment, hatred, and all those things. You suppress them, and you want to highlight your positive emotions. So by learning to do that, in the process of learning debating and debate writing, of course, you are developing your emotional intelligence. There are some critical ingredients that make up emotional intelligence, and some scholars have outlined these as self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, and relationship management. You see, you learn all these when you learn debate writing or you learn debating as a skill. Of course, it is not surprising that most countries of the world, especially advanced countries, they give priority to debate. So where you have a presidential debate, a debate between two presidential candidates, you discover that the entire nation pays attention to how they present their ideas and even their behavior in the process of that debate. Debate has a way of exposing or revealing the hidden character of an individual. And so debate writing is very key to success in every field of life. So that is about emotional intelligence. Another benefit of learning debate writing is conflict resolution, because as I earlier said, conflict arises when people focus on abuses rather than focusing attention on reasons. So you have two things, reasons and abuses. Debate writing teaches you to focus your attention on reasons, and this is really what you need as a tool for resolving conflicts. If you can make your opponent see reason, if you can convince your opponent rather than trying to conquer your opponent, then of course you resolve a conflict. It is when you aim at conquering your opponent rather than convincing your opponent, that is when you fuel a conflict. But when you present reasons to persuade, to convince, you resolve a conflict. And so debate writing is a skill that every leader needs for conflict resolution. And you will agree with me that every worthwhile leader is there for conflict resolution. Whether you think of the president of a country, the governor of a state, a minister in charge of a ministry, a local government chairman, a local chief, a traditional ruler, or the head of a family, the head of an academic institution, the head of a business organization. The ability to resolve conflict is your key leadership quality, and debate writing enables you to develop your skill of conflict resolution. Then the last one is broadening your horizon. I mean, when we talk of your worldview, there are a lot of people who are parochial in their views. I mean, they are narrow-minded and they are dogmatic. They stick to their points and they are not interested in listening to other people's views and opinions. Now, debate writing or debating is a skill that enables you to jettison parochialism or narrow-mindedness and have a very broadened or enlarged horizon, a viewpoint that is enlarged, that you can accommodate other people's views. And then you discover that, it is not all about you, it is also about others. And debate writing or debating itself teaches you to respect other people's opinions. You can differ with other people without really getting into a conflict with them. You can remain friends with people and yet differ in your opinion, but you are able to present your reasons. This is why a husband and a wife can live together, because each of them has learned how to accommodate the other partner's views. Now, where people are intolerant of other people's views, beliefs, and opinions, the result is anarchy. So debate writing is a very critical skill that should be encouraged. It goes beyond the school. I didn't list here the fact that it will help you to pass your exam, because that's really the elementary benefit. That is really not the key benefit of debate writing. Now, passing your exam is not an end to itself, it's a means to an end. You pass your exam and then you go out there and start making a living in the larger society. But then those things you learned in school will help you to develop the skills you need for achieving success in your chosen field of endeavor. And that is one critical need for learning debate writing, because even when you happen to become the president of a country, your debate writing skill is just beginning to, blossom. It's just beginning to find avenues for deployment. As a president of a country, of course, you will be addressing a whole country, and they will be listening to your power of presentation of your ideas, how clearly you can think, how critically you can think, and how politely you can present your ideas. These are the things you learn when you learn debate writing. Now, having said this, let's proceed to look at the features of debate writing. At this stage, we have noticed that when we are talking of writing a debate, we are talking about writing a persuasive speech. All right? The features are as follows. Number one, the title. You begin with the title or heading. Number two, you have the opening greetings, and this opening greetings has to do with the people that make up the audience. A debate is always an occasion where you have the opposing teams, and then you have the audience, the listeners, and then you have a panel of judges headed by a chairman. All right. Sometimes you might have a guest of honor, depending on the type of speech and the setting for the type of debate and the setting for that debate. You always have important personalities. You have dignitaries always in attendance, where you have a very meaningful debate going on, such as a presidential debate. At the school level, you still have the chairman of the panel of judges. So you greet them, beginning with the person on top to the people, down there, all right, who make up the audience that you will address as ladies and gentlemen. Then number three is the introduction, which is the first paragraph. The first paragraph introduces the subject for discussion, which is of course the topic. All right, so here you are concerned with the topic for discussion. All right, that's what you present. At this point, you are saying here that you are standing here, to support or to oppose the motion, and then you mention the motion. So the subject is the given topic. Then you have the fourth feature is the body of the speech. The body of the speech is made up of paragraphs. If you are going to present 3 points, then you will cover, the body of the speech will cover paragraphs 2, 3, and 4. If you are presenting 4 paragraphs, then it will be paragraph 2, 3, 4, and 5. It depends on the number of paragraphs, and why we make it the number of paragraphs equal to the number of points is that this is the principle of paragraphing. It's the professional way to write, that you discuss one main point or one main idea in one paragraph. All right, so then if we have discussed 3 points, in the body of the speech, then we have additional paragraph, which is also part of the body of the speech, and we devote this paragraph to demolishing the opponent's points. In the course of an argument, you've listened to the points raised by the opposition, and then you devote a particular paragraph to demolishing them. We call this phenomenon demolition. Just as you demolish a house, so a very good debater learns how to demolish the opponent's points. You acknowledge those points, but then you kill the points as soon as you have acknowledged them. So in other words, you are looking at the merits of the point they have raised, but you are raising the demerits, to actually demolish the points. And that is a very sound way of argumentation. Now, once you are done with the demolition of the opponent's points, then you come with the conclusion. And here is our paragraph 6, where we summarize all that we have said, and then we thank the audience. These are the features of a persuasive speech. All right, so having looked at this, then let's look at the steps we need to take, the planning stage, what we call the pre-writing. Pre-writing, pre means before, the planning, the preparation that should go into our writing. Because when you want to write a good speech or any good piece of writing, you need to plan it. As it is said, when you fail to plan, you plan to fail. If you want to build a good house, you must come out with a building plan first of all. The building plan will spell out where the sitting room should be, where the balcony should be, where the bedrooms, the kitchen, the toilet facilities, and everything in the house, where everything in the house should be. These are spelled out in the building plan. And so it is with a writing plan, that as the building plan is to building, so a writing plan is to writing. And so we devote some time to brainstorming and outlining, which are two critical aspects of our pre-writing stage. Now, this is the topic we have taken from the Wassce of June 2002. The question is as follows. Your school's literary and debating society has organized a debate on the topic, "The television is doing more harm than good to our youths." Write your contribution for or against the topic. All right? Now, before you start writing, you should identify what exactly you are required to write. This is very important, because before you compose a good composition, you should first compose your thoughts. There is an ancient proverb or thereabout. I can't place my fingers exactly on the source of the proverb, but I love it. It states that good thinking yields good product. And I cherish the idea, when you think well, then you write well. So before you start writing, identify what exactly you are required to write. Look at the contents. Now, looking at the question, we now put on our thinking cap and we say, well, what I'm required to do in this assignment is to write my contribution for or against the topic. At this point, I will make up my mind either to write for or against. Okay, I choose to write for. All right, at this stage, you make that decision. And then the topic you already know. The television is doing more harm than good to our youth. So if I am arguing for or in support of this topic, I am agreeing with this assertion. I am saying emphatically that yes, the television is doing more harm than good to our youths. And so the points I'm going to write down will be points that support this view. Then the second one, I will be looking at the occasion, because every speech is, is an occasion. And so a debate organized by my school's literary and debating society on the given topic, all right? And this requires a speech. That is actually my decision. I want to present this in form of a speech. Don't forget that here we are told to write our contribution. Our contribution, the examiner has left this to us, to decide. Left it for us to decide whether to present our contribution in form of an article or in form of a speech. But since we have been given a specific occasion, a debate organized by my school's literary and debating society, I'm looking forward to that occasion. And in an occasion, you don't come with an article, you come with a speech. All right? A speech is given on a given occasion. So it is logical that I write a speech rather than an article. Now, at the pre-writing stage, this is where you take these critical decisions and then you plan. So having looked at the content and having taken the preliminary decisions, let's now move forward to our outlining. We are through with our brainstorming, and then we get to the stage of outlining. Now, this is our outline. Our outline should be in line with the structure of the writing we want to do. We want to write a speech, and the speech begins with a title. And so we have written down the topic. We don't want to alter the topic. We want to make this the topic. This is the proposition, and it is our topic. The television is doing more harm than good to our youths. All right? Then the next one is the greetings, and of course this is the way we want to organize our speech. After writing our title, we come with the greetings, and then after that we come with our introduction, and then we are saying that in paragraph 1 we make a statement in support of the motion, we define television and state the thesis. In fact, you should begin to always consider this important part of every introductory paragraph, what is called the thesis. The thesis is your overriding argument, your central message, your viewpoint. All right? And because you are supporting the motion, your thesis is the proposition. The television has some good uses, but it does more harm than good to the youth. This will be your argument. You are not saying that the television is bad completely, because that would be a bad argument. You agree that the television has some positive uses, but you are saying that it does more harm than good to the youth, and that's a very intelligent way to make an argument. Then the body begins with paragraph 2, and then you have jotted down your points. The first point is violence. You are saying that violence features prominently in television programs. Then the second point, which you are going to discuss in paragraph 3, is pornography. You are saying that pornography also features prominently in most TV programs. And the next point is television viewing as a time-consuming venture. You are saying that it destroys the reading culture and leads to mass failure in both internal and external examinations. Who are the people who sit these examinations? They are the youths. So your arguments are quite cogent. Then in paragraph 5, you are going to demolish the opponent's points, and you are going to say television is said to inform, educate, and entertain. These are always the arguments of those who will oppose this topic. They are saying that television is good for everybody because it's to inform, to educate, to entertain. But they are saying that this is not so in practice. All right? Then, having demolished the points, you then come with the conclusion. Paragraph 6, you restate the proposition. You restate your points that you have used in supporting the topics. All right? So now let's go to the actual writing. We are through with our pre-writing, and so we want to look at our actual writing. All right? So now the television is doing more harm than good to our youths. You can see here that I have used the total capitalization method in presenting the title. All right? And because I put everything in capital letters, I don't need to underline it. This is one way of presenting the title of your speech or the title of your article or any other piece of writing. Then our greetings will come next. And so we say, Mr. Chairman, panel of judges, timekeeper, co-debaters, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Now take note that we are not saying co-debaters, because that is completely un-English. The right word is debater, not debater. So we say co-debaters, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. We are through with our vocatives, our opening greetings. Then we start with our introduction, which is the first paragraph. Now take note how we begin here. I stand here to speak in support of the motion. The television is doing more harm than good to our youths. The television is a piece of electrical equipment with a screen on which you can watch programs with moving pictures and sounds. All right? With this combination of visual and audio functions, the television appeals to the human senses of sight and sound, and thus exerts very strong influence on its viewers. Now, when you want to define the key terms in any debate writing, you should define it in such a way that your definition will help to highlight the points you are going to emphasize. All right? Okay. So, then we continue here. It has the capacity. Let's do away with this, please. Okay. Let's use our highlighter. It has the capacity. Sorry. Yes, let's move this up a bit so you'll be able to see clearly. It has the capacity to persuade its viewers to accept new beliefs or even to start behaving or acting in a particular way. You see, there is a reason why we are defining television, highlighting these features of the television. They will be useful in, projecting our line of thoughts and persuading the audience to accept our viewpoint. Although it has some good uses, the television exerts much more negative influence on the youths. It does more harm than good to our youths, as the following points will clearly prove. this is a very good way to start an argument. You see, you have laid the foundation. What the introduction does is to present the topic for discussion and lay a firm foundation for the building blocks that will form your argument. You need a foundation upon which they will rest. All right? That is what your introduction does. Now, let's move on. Paragraph 2, we now take point 1, which in our outline is violence. And then we start with a topic sentence. And we say, it is undeniable that violence features prominently in television programs. Once we have stated our main point, the remaining sentences in that paragraph will be to support what we have declared. That means all other sentences should be supporting details that present evidence to back up the point we have raised. And so let's begin to do that. This is very dangerous for our youths, considering that children and youths are by nature imitative. All right? Viewing televised violence makes youths more likely to commit violence themselves because they imitate what they see. A clear example is a recent incident in Lagos in which a young boy was reported to have set his parents' house ablaze while trying to reenact a scene he had watched on the television. You can see you have given evidence. Some youths may even end up using guns to kill other persons while copying the violent actions of the actors and actresses. Okay, let's bring this back, please. Of the actors and actresses they have seen in the films shown on television. Now, you have driven your point home. Then you go to the next paragraph and take point number 2. Another way in which the television does great harm to our youths is the viewing of pornography. That's point number 2. Most films shown on television these days contain various pornographic scenes. Moreover, most youths are now in the habit of sneaking pornographic video CDs into their homes. They insert the CD into the video player, which displays all sorts of obscene pictures on the television screen. Aroused by pornographic videos, most youths get involved in premarital sex, which results in HIV infection, teenage pregnancy, abortion, and in some cases, premature death. You see, you are highlighting the ways in which the television becomes harmful to the youths, all right? Now, we move on to the next paragraph, and we are taking our third point, which is waste of time. Television viewing is a time-consuming activity, and it is fast replacing the reading culture among the youths today. Most youths no longer find time to study their books because they are obsessed by the moving pictures on the television screen. They even find it difficult to listen to what the teacher is teaching in the classroom. In fact, it is now common to find that while a teacher is teaching in the class, some TV-spoiled students are busy gazing at the moving pictures of nude porn stars on the screens of their handsets, which are replicas of the television screens in their homes. It is therefore not surprising that our schools are confronted with the recurring problem of students' poor performance in both internal and external examinations nowadays. Now, you have argued your point, you have presented your arguments. Now, in the next paragraph, you want to demolish your opponent's points, and you can do it in this way. I know that my opponents would be quick to remind us that the television is meant to inform, educate, and entertain. But the question is, what sort of information, education, and entertainment does the television dish out to its viewers today? And how do these pieces of information affect the youths? See, you have raised what is called a rhetorical question. Very clever way of demolition and argument. You raise a question, and when you raise a question, you raise doubt. All right? As we have seen in the above paragraphs, the television merely dishes out a mixture of the good, the bad, and the ugly to the viewing public. For instance, strong and handsome men and beautiful ladies are often used to advertise cigarettes and alcoholic drinks. Through such television adverts, our youths have been so misinformed that most of them now believe that cigarette smoking, alcohol drinking, and other harmful habits are sources of bravery, success, and beauty. Besides, if what people call entertainment has to do with the scenes of violence, killing, crimes, pornography, and other morally degrading things that feature on our television, I think something is utterly wrong with their definition. See how we can demolish our opponent's argument and make their viewpoints diminish, all right? If the television programs provide only harmless entertainment, why do the producers themselves insert the warning that people below 18 years should not watch some of these programs or films? Such warnings lend credence to the above assertions that television viewing can make the youth learn violence and crime, become addicted to pornography, and get involved in sexual promiscuity and perversion with all the unpleasant consequences. Very powerful way to bury the opponent's argument and highlight your point of view. All right? Then comes the authoritative concluding paragraph. In view of the above realities, Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, you must agree with me that television is doing more harm than good to our youths. Thank you. All right. So this is the way to write a debate. And when you learn the skill, of course, it helps you even when you become the president of a country or you are vying for the office of the president of a country. You need this powerful debating skill, debate writing skill. When you become the chief executive officer of your organization, the president of a conglomerate, you need this powerful skill. That is why we have devoted today's video to learning how to write a debate. And I hope that you have learned things that will help you to improve your debate writing skill and your debating skill generally. Now, by way of recapping, we looked at what debate writing is about, and we looked at why we should learn debate writing. Of course, it is also important for us to look at those benefits we highlighted. Benefits of learning debate writing: the ability to think on your feet, the ability to articulate your thoughts clearly, presentation skills, focusing attention on reasons instead of abuses, emotional intelligence, conflict resolution, broadening your horizon. Very wonderful benefits that we discussed and highlighted, and you will agree with me that they are all very important. Then we looked at the features of debate writing, which of course is a persuasive speech. We looked at the pre-writing stage, made up of brainstorming and outlining, and we looked at how to do this quite clearly. Then we looked at the actual writing of the debate, and we came up with a sample persuasive speech, which I showed you step by step how this can be crafted. So this is where we draw the curtain in today's video. If you have enjoyed the video, like the video and share the video with your friends. If you have not yet subscribed to this channel, kindly smash the subscribe button and hit the bell icon as well to show appreciation to the quality of videos we produce on this channel. And if you click on the bell icon in addition to the subscription icon, you will have free access to all the videos we upload on this channel. And whenever I upload a new video, you will receive an instant notification. All right, so that is exactly the reason you need to subscribe and also to hit the notification bell. I want to thank you very much for being part of today's episode. See you in the next video, and goodbye for now.